Formula 1 winner, and Mark Hale. 2 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. 3 and 8 to go. We're looking at 3 laps. All the way to the flag.
back, a change for second place as Simon Hadfield comes down towards Fordwater in the Aston Martin, the number 27 Project 212 Aston Martin, going past the Cobra.
What a fantastic performance.
Is the Cobra on 7 cylinders? I can't hear.
I can't hear yet, I'll find out when it comes, but you wouldn't have expected it to that part of the track, maybe around the twisty part, but on the pure power part, let's listen. It's just coming past me, that won't make good radio or commentary.
Maybe just can't see out of it.
Couldn't quite tell, I'm afraid. It's remarkably hard, and still behind the LM 250 LM is Tom Coronel in 4th place. Nicolas Minassian was 2 seconds behind, but is catching him at number 28. So 28 in 5th, maybe not for much longer, but Simon Hadfield up to 2nd place in Aston Martin number 27. What a fabulous drive. We could have a change of lead this lap. The corner before St Mary's is Anthony Reid going through it, and now through it, probably 2 seconds down. Anthony maybe just can't see a thing, but Simon Hadfield, running very wide and high, but that's often not a bad line on a wet corner. Simon Hadfield will get him coming down. It might be the first time that Anthony sees him as they come down towards Woodcote.
This is absolutely unbelievable, because over the years we've not had an Aston Martin at the top of the podium for the TT Celebration. Of course, Aston Martin's won the TT in the World Sports Car years with Sir Stirling Moss, and getting the power down really nicely out of Lavin, coming right up onto the tail of Anthony Reid, who twitches through the kink. It's Simon Hadfield. They're running nose to tail now, 17 and 27. Hadfield has a look, but he's going to let discretion be the better part of valour, I suspect, down at Woodcote Corner. They're nose to tail into Woodcote in. The wipers aren't working on the second car. That's interesting. Or he's not using them. Doesn't want to spread any oil over the screen. But that's interesting. The leader stuck behind the Vincent Gay and Henri Pescarolo car. 4-time Le Mans winner Henri Pescarolo there. And they come along there side by side, coming past the pits and eating up the lead, going ahead with his wipers not working. Simon Hadfield goes ahead, but unbelievable. He goes through 33 laps, goes past Anthony Reid.
Well, he took 6 seconds out of him on that lap alone.
Unbelievable.
Look at it, it's so balanced, and the Lister with Anthony Reid at the wheel is being much, much more tentative through the corners. But
anyhow, this is extraordinary. I mean, Simon Hadfield, who's won an FIA Formula 1 race at the wheel of Bernie Ecclestone's Brabham BT49, back at Most in Czechoslovakia, no, back at Brno in Czechoslovakia in the early days, in 96 I think that was. A regular race winner wherever he drives in the world of historics, but this Aston Martin, driven by, owned by gentleman racer Wolfgang Friedrichs, is now at the head of the pack.
Yeah, can I just cut in? Having got ahead of Reid, Reid has suddenly seen where the line is, and now he's getting back onto Simon's tail. So having taken 6 seconds and the lead off him last time around, is Romain Dumas.
But he's run very wide again at Lavin, but maybe there's more grip there.
Yeah. Oof.
Well, maybe not.
Well, you've got to go looking for it, haven't you?
You do.
They're going to have this lap, complete this lap, and one more lap. Who knows? We may have a fight back, but Simon Hadfield, what a drive in the Aston Martin Project 212 into the lead of the race. Anthony Reid now, his standards up. Who knows how much he can see? He's going to have a look.
Oh, the Minassian car off the track.
Looking to see where. Oh, hold on. That's off before the corner before me. It's before the kink, before St Mary's.
What's happening with our lead battle? I'm looking down, craning my neck down towards... oh, and there's a car gone off on the outside, and one car... There's Anthony Reid. He's spun at Woodcote. He's gone round. He's touched the tyre belting, but he's OK, and he's back going again.
Yeah, where's the Ollie Bryant car? That was actually stuck up still behind Dumas, but that's, well, that has handed the race completely. It was already won, in fairness, by Simon Hadfield. Looking in the background there.
He's come off again. He's gone off the track, coming out of the chicane. He's really struggling to see now. And on to the last lap of the race. Simon Hadfield through, and what's the gap back to the second place car? It's 11 seconds. 11 seconds. But I'm looking down the order to see where the best position ever for an Aston Martin in this TT retrospective has been. And we have to go back a very, very long way by the looks of things. And it may even be going back to the very, very early days of the race. It was a 4th, I think, but 27, it's Simon Hadfield who splashes out of the chicane. What an incredible victory. The most amazing victory, the first Aston Martin victory in the history of the RAC TT Celebration retrospective here at the Goodwood Revival. Wolfgang Friedrichs will scarcely believe his eyes. So here's the spin that Anthony Reid had. He came in, got out over the grass. It went round so fast. And it just, with the front corner, kissed the belting on the exit of the corner. There it was, a light knock, and he was able to get going again. Didn't even think about not continuing.
Yeah, but he then went off again once he got through the chicane.
He came out of the chicane there and skated straight off on the grass. But what an amazing victory.
Now, 4 minutes to go, and Oliver Bryant in the red and gold #1 Cobra, he's the next man to catch Romain Dumas. So 3.5 minutes left, and second place is up for grabs, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, Dumas clearly has run the tires off of this car. I don't know if it's under braking, under acceleration, or just sliding that left rear around, but he really has his hands full, and we've seen this gap close up here in the last couple of laps, and also some lap traffic has played a role.
So 3 minutes to go. That's going to be quite a long time for Dumas to hold on, because we've seen that Lotterer was able to get through. Ollie Bryant goes to the outside. He commits coming into the right-hander. Does that give him the inside to St. Mary's? It does.
Absolutely brilliant.
Did you think he was going to be able to make that move? I didn't think
He's
so.
a sensible driver. He's won this race a few times, knows the car very well. It's his own personal car, and that was brilliant. Well done, mate. That's
so
good.
Oliver Bryant up into second place. We were just wondering where he was going to make the move. I don't think that was the anticipated location, but he's up into second spot now, and Romain Dumas drops to third, but he's got quite a lot of straight line speed in this AC Cobra. Is he able to attack as they come down into Woodcote Corner? The 47 on the outside of Romain Dumas, no. Couldn't quite get far enough alongside. Bryant stronger on the brakes, and he holds on to that second spot for the time being. But what a fantastic move from Oliver Bryant in that car he shares with Darren Turner. Turner watching on the pit wall at the big screen opposite the pits, and I think he would have been pleased with that one.
So Nick, you know, watching this, how we've seen Dumas, he had the lead, he was pushing hard, had a lot of speed, started to lose some grip and slide back here. What kinds of things over the weekend can you do to that car? Oh, we got to crash the
and it's Oliver Bryant. Oliver Bryant, after that brilliant overtaking maneuver, has gone off at Matchwick. What a shame.
Is that going to be a safety car?
We've got less than 2 minutes to go. I think Bryant's got it moving and has pulled it off the road, but he is going to be gutted. Gutted.
Ah, what a shame. The first time that he had gone down into that turn without following Dumas in several laps.
Darren, he's gutted as well. He really wanted that one.
They thought they had second place in the bag with 1.5 minutes to go. Let's see what happened, whether it was just a mistake from Bryant. Here he comes into the right-hander.
Ooh, yeah, just carried a little too much speed.
Oh, that's big as well. And in this beautiful AC Cobra from 1965, he's going to come through and take victory. Romain Dumas heading down in second place, but it's Lotterer through the final chicane who's going to win the jewel in the crown of the Goodwood Revival. Victory in the RAC TT for Andre Lotterer and Chris Wilson. There is Chris Wilson. Over the moon. Lotterer delighted as well. The German has won 3 Le Mans, he's won Formula E races, and now he wins the RAC TT. Dumas across the line in second place.
But back to the action, Andy Priaulx having a sneaky look down the inside, using a little bit of curb. Is he able to do it? No.
But the E-types are catching the AC Cobra, as we were told, in the wet conditions. The independent rear suspension, better drive off the corners, and the sheer horsepower of the AC Cobra, normally in a straight line, has the advantage, but it's proving difficult. And Ollie Bryant's now having to defend the lead in the RAC TT. Still 12.5 minutes to go. Tricky times. The track will start, hopefully, to give them a little bit more grip as we go through. But who knows how this is going to work. Andy Priaulx, look how close these three are. They're almost touching.
They are almost touching. They were doing the 2 minute 4 seconds. They're now into the 1:59s, 1:56s from Priaulx. So the lead car of Bryant will be hoping that it continues to dry at a quick rate, which will really help the AC Cobra. But of course, these E-Type Jags will be hoping that the total opposite, if Priaulx has another little look down the inside of the Minassi car.
Yeah, it doesn't quite work for him, but you're looking at how close the top three are now. You're riding on board. Oh, the touch! Oh my goodness, that wasn't planned. That was just, and I'm sure that he'll actually apologise for that. It was unfortunate. You don't expect to have to lift, do you, in that situation?
Wow, that's so lucky that the 88 didn't go into the barrier, but of course, Andy Priaulx would, like you said, be very apologetic because he didn't mean to. He was having a look one way, having a look another way, and it was just really, really unfortunate. Now, as they go through the first part of St Mary's, a little bit of bodywork rub damage there from the contact, as we're going to have a little bit of a replay now. So you'll see Priaulx have a look on the inside. That gap closes, and then just as he tries to switch to go the opposite side, they meet effectively in the middle, and wow. That is lucky.
Minassi got a bit sideways, so he actually lost a bit of speed by going sideways, and Andy couldn't really back off in time. Oh, and he's taken the lead. Andy Priaulx has got past. He's got past Ollie Bryant, who's in second place, although that second place might not last long either, because Nicolas Minassi is right behind him. Well, Andy Priaulx is driving absolutely superbly in this Jaguar E-Type. They knew in the dry conditions that the AC Cobras would have the advantage with that straight line speed. But in the wet conditions, the Jaguar E-Types are flying along now. And Andy Priaulx has done an absolutely superb job. But what about Minassi? Can he find a way through?
Well, he's having a look, isn't he? He's keeping himself nice and tidy through the chicane. He'll know that Cobra will be squirming coming down the straight. Has, of course, the straight line speed advantage, as you can see from the onboard. But then he just continues to squirm all the way down the straight. But Minassi isn't going to have a chance to go down the inside there at Madrid's corner at turn 1, but he's got even closer on the exit. And Andy Priaulx coming up to some traffic, but that's not going to bother him. He has really stretched open the gap. 1.5 second lead now.
Alex Brundle still going well. Still the fight for second place is going on. The Ollie Bryant trying to hold off Nicolas Minassi. Minassi now on a different line through St Mary's. Can he get alongside? Drifting, sliding. But so far, Ollie's doing just enough.
Yeah, just enough. Is getting super close. You don't want to try and make any contact. We still have over 8 minutes, just under 9 minutes left of this race. He's going to go round the outside. Has he got it, Ben?
I think he has. He had a really good exit there, and now being on the outside, you look at the way that Ollie, he's trying to get the power down, but just sideways, and he has to lift off, and the E-Types are now running 1 and 2 ahead of the AC Cobras.
They are, and that's great move and brave stuff there. Minassi has got a bit of a gap to close down to Priaulx. So here's the overtake for the lead that we just missed out. Priaulx has a little look down the inside. He gets it stopped. Great moves, and then it was, of course, Bryant knew that unfortunately the E-Type was going to sail through, and then on the opposite side came Minassi, and he went round the outside. Very brave stuff, because that door can quickly close, but respectful racing between these drivers.
Absolutely, and maybe sometimes when he got wet like this, there's a bit more grip on the outside. There's Andy Priaulx then, and Nicolas Minassi now up into second place. E-Types 1 and 2. AC Cobra, Ollie Bryant.
Brilliant job.
Yeah, Andy Priaulx on his final lap in total command of the RAC TT here at Goodwood. He has done a fantastic job, there's no doubt about it. He's raced here at Goodwood for many years, and he's got a tremendous background in motorsport. Andy Priaulx takes victory in the RAC TT in truly difficult conditions in the stunning Jaguar E-Type. Well done to Andy, the 3-time World Touring Car Champion, plus the European Touring Car Champion in 2004. A man who went on to race very competitively at Le Mans after his touring car days. He has taken a key victory at Goodwood. There's the battle for 4th place, and in the end, it is Romain Dumas who still just fends off Gordon Shedden.
There's our race leader, and the gap this time when they went over the line has come down to 2.6 seconds, so there is no doubt Ingram is going quicker every lap at this stage. He got the fastest first 2 sectors on that lap, new fastest lap, and Jake Hill has not got this all in his bag just yet, because that car chasing him, the TVR, is rapid.
Yeah, I wonder if Tom's just come across a little bit of traffic, trying to see. I think he's cleared it from the shot in the background. Let's have a look. Yes, he is. He's managed to clear the lap traffic. So these two drivers now will be absolutely pushing to the limit. There's more traffic in front for Jake Hill, and once he clears these couple of cars, there you can see on your screen there, and he then will have a bit of free air to try and rack some laps in, or at least try to rack some laps. And he's just going past the Porsche 904, the Piro car, Piro behind the wheel, and then navigating his way past the Sunbeam. He's managed to do so he gets a clean run into the chicane. Next up will be Tom Ingram, who gets ever so close to the barriers on the right and then the left in the chicane, and Tom's going to hope that he's going to clear them down the straight, and just like that, he easily does.
He's down to 1.8 seconds. Look, this is like the British Touring Car Championship. The gap between them at the moment in the British Touring Car Championship is 9 points between these two in British Touring Cars. They've both taken several wins in touring cars. They are going to be battling for the title this year, the 2024 title. And now they're going to be battling for the RAC TT race here at Goodwood. And we're going to see how it works out, because the speed Ingram's got, we've got just over 9 minutes to go. It's not going to be easy. Once he's caught Jake, it's one thing to catch him, it's another thing to get past him.
Exactly, and Jake will possibly know what Ingram's driving style's like. They know each other very well from racing each other. As you said, in touring cars, they've actually had a similar route to get to where they have in their careers today. Both starting their car careers in Ginetta Juniors many years ago, back when I was sort of just leaving Ginetta Juniors, so I know these two drivers very well, always up for a laugh, and most importantly, so fast on the track. So I'm really excited to see if he can close that gap. And looking at the sectors, it's going to be even closer. And actually, we don't need the sectors, Ben. We just need to look at the screen.
I agree. They've both been getting a pretty clear lap this lap. There's not been too much traffic around, but there's no doubt that Tom in the TVR has got a little bit better pace than Jake Hill in the AC Cobra. Over the line they go, 1.1 seconds. Well, there's no DRS to offer if they go under a second. It's all about normal racing from the period, but it'll still be a real opportunity when he's nearly under a second away from the race leader. And remember, one car started from the front of the grid, one car started from the back. Currently, the car that started from the back is leading. The car that started from the front is in second, but chasing him down.
Yeah, you can see actually the compression of the TVR. It went through a very bumpy section of Fourwater into St Mary's. So much so the bodywork blew a puff of smoke as it rubbed onto the tyre. So Tom pushing to the absolute limit. Jake will be fully aware. I'm sure he'll have a pit board out as well, and the team giving him information of the gaps, but he won't need that because he can see the TVR coming up behind. So great stuff from these two racing. 7.5 minutes left to go. They're charging down the straight now. The roaring engine, the roaring V8 from the AC Cobra, heavy onto the brakes into Woodcote, and he's got ever so closer. Tom just able to have a bit more grip as he goes through Woodcote, and he's going to be right on him by the time they get to the chicane.
Yeah, he's not attacking just yet. But Jake taking an interesting line to get a good traction out. He's using that power to get a good traction out of the chicane. That's where the Cobra has that little bit of advantage. But you can see in those fast... Woodcote is not the fastest corner. This is a very fast corner. I want to see the difference here between the two cars. Is there much of a difference in pace? If anything, the Cobra is good through there. It did look through Woodcote, which is a slightly slower corner, that the TVR has the advantage in the slightly slower corners. There's not much difference in the faster ones.
Yeah, oh look at that shot, getting very close, not much room there. Tom getting actually a kick of oversteer. That's probably that hampered his exit compared to Jake Hill. Sectors are fairly similar. First one, actually, Tom Ingram is slightly faster, but he's again back as they head into Lavin Corner. They'll then have the very long straight down to Woodcote. So Jake will be foot to the floor as hard as he can to get to the Ford V8 underneath the bonnet of the Cobra, absolutely pumping, and the TVR of Tom Ingram will sneak into the toe, and it looks like he's just screaming it in as they head into the brakes.
Yeah, and this is where we saw that Tom actually is very quick through this section, and again, he's able to break that a little bit later and then maintain a little bit more speed through the corner, you see? He's got it right in behind, but then on the exit of here, Jake focuses very much on the traction, getting a straight line and using the horsepower, and it does then maintain the gap. Doesn't actually really pull him away, but it means that it's not an area Tom can initially attack, but he can under braking. Oh no! He's got a wheel on the grass, but he's on the inside. Now Jake's going to come back on the inside and try and retake it once again, which he does. My goodness, the two British touring car stars at this current time in 2024, they are having such a fight here at Goodwood.
Yeah, you hear the gasp from the crowd as well, the cheers. You can tell without looking at the history that they're touring car drivers. They don't always need to use the tarmac. They use the grass as well, and I'm glad that Tom was able to get that stop. Now, they're coming into the sector, they've come into the sector, should I say, which is seen to be stronger for the TVR, and it's got good power up to Lavant, and then down the back straight. Again, we're looking at the back of Tom Ingram. You can see desperately fighting on the wheel. Look at the lean, even the front inside wheel bobbing and just lifting momentarily off the ground. The same, similar can happen with the Cobra. But here, the charge, once again down into Woodcote.
We've got 4.5 minutes to go. Is he going to have a move into Woodcote? This is always one of the most difficult areas to overtake. Not impossible, but very, very challenging. And if a clever leader just positions the car in the correct place, it makes it very difficult for the driver behind. Tom stays behind for the moment, but the gap is very small. Now, the exit of this chicane, crucial as well. Don't put a wheel too wide. They both did that beautifully. And as they head down in towards Madgwick, this was where the attack went last time. Is it going to happen this time? No traffic around, and it looks as though Jake Hill's got a pretty clear run in.
As I said, they'll know each other's strengths and weaknesses. Maybe not so much in these cars, but Tom's been behind a number of laps now, heading into Ford Water. Oh, I thought he was going to have a look down the inside. Thinks better of it, gets a kick of over, so there's the puff of smoke I was talking about. Jake's covering the inside line into St Mary's. Oh, we have a spinner, a couple of spinners.
That's a battle for third place.
That's our battle for third. You're right there, but back with the leaders, and Tom wasn't able to go down the inside, and that's damage for the Tom Kristensen car.
And Lotterer has gained advantage, but in the meantime, as you say, Tom Ingram is having another look here. And I think traffic could be a big issue for the pairing here, because if they get caught up in any single bit of traffic, which one is it going to hurt more? Because they are absolutely together at this stage, but that's part and parcel of when you're racing. You have to deal with traffic. Here comes Tom Ingram as close as ever, but Jake Hill as late on the brakes as he can be, yet maintaining control of the speed through the first part of Woodcote, tightening up into the second part. Get on the power, but then you... Oh, yes, they are dealing with some traffic, but that was actually relatively straightforward. That didn't hurt Jake Hill. They're both coming out of the chicane in much the same sense, but there is so little to choose between them. Jake Hill and the number 1 AC Cobra still in front of this brilliant TVR from the 1960s, both 1960 sports cars. But let's see how this works out, because we've got current superstar British touring car drivers who are fighting for the championship this year in very different cars, and yet fighting just as hard as we've seen them through the rest of the year and on the British circuits.
Yeah, so close, so brave. He's going to try and get the switch back and have a look, sell Jake the dummy. Jake's wise, he's experienced. He says, no, not today. Thank you, Mr. Ingram, and lives to fight another day as they head through St Mary's. 2 minutes left to go of this race. At the moment, Jake with the upper hand, but he's soaking up immense pressure. He's like a sponge taking the pressure from Tom Ingram in the TVR. I'm having a look, have they got traffic? Not a lot of traffic ahead of them, so they have got clear space, and Tom is getting all out of shape on the exit of Lavant.
Oh my goodness, he's got a chance to get alongside this time. Tom Ingram is alongside, he's got in front. Can he stay in front? This is a place he can probably break a little later. But Jake Hill, this is where the car has a good little bit of pace. But is Jake going to be able to come back at him? You're on board with Jake Hill. Is he going to find a way down the inside into the chicane? No. He settles back, tries to get the good exit. It's out of this one that the Cobra is sometimes very rapid. But Tom Ingram has got the lead. We've got just over a minute to go. Tom Ingram is now pulling away a little bit.
Yeah, the TVR's got the legs on the Cobra down the straight, so it was so close. Heart and mouthed up, but great job by both of those drivers. We're going to catch a replay, and so late and so brave on the brakes from Tom Ingram. He was through and passed by the braking zone, and Jake did a good job at trying to get the Cobra stopped as well. But really nice, what a battle, and we have gone on to the final lap of the race as well, Ben, I believe. And Tom Ingram already, he's pulled a gap from Jake Hill.
I've just had a message from Aaron, who's very proud about all this. Another British Touring Car champion, Jason Plato, saying they're both protégés of mine in the KX Academy. He's delighted to see what's been going on, these British Touring Car stars. But I have to say, Tom Ingram and Jake Hill have put on a great show here.
Yeah, they have. Jason, I'm sure, as you said, proud protégés of him back in the day. But what a race. What a comeback, firstly, from the AC Cobra of Jake Hill and Ollie Bryant starting at the back of the grid. But from Tom Ingram as well. He's had to fight his way through to get back up the front. Jake actually is fairly close going into the chicane. I don't think he's going to be close enough, though.
So here we go then, coming into the chicane after this incredible battle that has existed throughout the race. And coming across the line to take the checker flag, and victory goes to Tom Ingram and Mike Whitaker in the TVR. Second place goes to Jake Hill and Ollie Bryant.